You are listening to the Brilliant Events and Venues podcast, where you learn about everything from unique ideas for attendee engagement to cool venues for hosting your events. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to episode 9 of the Brilliant Events and Venues podcast. My name is Shantae, and I'm the project manager for Scavenger. Today, we're going to talk about why do people attend conferences? This is something that I asked myself, and I was like, duh, because you want to connect with people, right? But I think that as event planners and event professionals, we tend to get caught up in the business details of it and not always taking into consideration the attendees from a more personal standpoint. Like, why would attendees come to my events? And not only why would they, why do they come to my events? So, of course, you know me, I did some research and I found some interesting facts about events. And one is that the average cost per attendee at a conference in North America, this is only for North America, in 2018 is $523 per person. So people don't spend that kind of money just to go somewhere and not get something out of it. They're doing it for a reason. Something else I found in my research is that the B2B industry revenue generated worldwide, this is not just North America, this is worldwide. The revenue generated from conferences is greater than 30 billion US dollars. Really interesting information. And when you take that into consideration, you're looking at a couple of things. One is the expense of the attendee, what the attendees are spending to be at your event, which is allowing you to focus on that business end of it. And then also the exchange that's made with B2B businesses and that $30 billion industry that's there. But let's get back to the topic at hand, which is why do people attend conferences? So the things that come to mind when I ask myself, well, why do people attend conferences? And this is based off of my experience of working with event planners, my experience of attending events, usually on the planning side of working with the planners, not necessarily as an attendee, as I did recently, but just to share my perspective on this is that attendees go to conferences because they want to learn something new, right? They want to expand their knowledge about something in their industry, or they may be a speaker. These attendees may be speaking. They may be there to present their ideas to other people, even in an environment where there's an expo. They may be there showing their goods and services in the expo hall. Something else that they tend to do, which I probably should have said first, I think this may be the number one reason, is to network. Because in my opinion, networking is above those items I just mentioned. And sometimes people may be attending conferences because they want the people to meet them. They may be on social media a lot, blogging a lot, but they may have not had a chance to meet their clients or to meet other people or for them to meet them personally. So conferences are a great way to do that. And oftentimes, as you know, with conferences, people are traveling from distant locations to a destination. So now let's look at some ways that planners can make your events better by creating better attendee experiences. When we're talking about networking, there's that one piece that probably not everyone has experienced, but I would say a lot of us have experienced. It is that awkwardness of that first connection of talking with someone. And oftentimes at networking events, you have to get out of your comfort zone, especially like people like me who are introverts. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to walk up to someone that you just do not know. And then you're introducing yourself and you're saying, hi, my name is Shantae. I'm a project manager for Scavenger and this is what I do. Or they're doing the same with you. And that's okay. However, the key word there is awkward. I mean, who really likes to do that? And so what we've done here at Scavenger is we have taken the awkwardness out of networking. And we do this by way of the Scantrivia event badges. And these are awesome because what they do is allow the conference organizers to really create a better engagement experience for attendees and to take that awkwardness out of that first connection, that first conversation. And the Scantrivia badges or the Scantrivia event badges are really good at increasing the attendee to attendee engagement. So if you're looking to engage your newbies, for example, or your first time attendees, these are great because the badges are interactive and they're also a great icebreaker. The Scantrivia badges in a nutshell are a powerful weapon for connecting attendees at your events. And I'm going to repeat that. They are a very powerful weapon for connecting attendees at your events. And I'm going to say that because I'm going to share a clip with you in a second where you can actually hear an attendee who participated at an event and actually had success, where he met someone and made a connection, and that connection was actually a business lead. So take a listen to this clip.
Hey, how's it going? Akil here, Director of Business Development at GripMan. And in a lot of networking events, sometimes it's tough to break the ice and say like, hey, how's it going? Or even introducing yourself. It can be a little awkward, but with a Scantrivia app, all you got to do is saying, do you mind if I scan you? And you really create an awesome experience with the other person, and it's really fun to get to know them. I actually remember last time I played this game, scanned the person with someone and just started a conversation with them and found out they were basically a stakeholder in a problem that I'm helping to solve, and connected with them, got some information, and had a great follow-up conversation out there. And that conversation would have never happened. I never would have gotten that data point had it not been the Scantrivia app.
So isn't that exciting? Now that we've heard how these worked at events, and that's just one example, but I'm going to share some information with you about the benefits of the Scantrivia badges. And these are something, they're problem solvers. Not only is it a problem solving tool as far as breaking out that awkwardness or relieving that awkwardness for that introverted attendee who, wants to talk with other people but not sure how to get that conversation started. Here's just some benefits of the Scantrivia event badges. They're customizable and they increase attendee engagement at conferences. I've mentioned this before about the icebreaker, but they are a great icebreaker for attendees at events, and they're very cost effective. Something else about the badges is that they actually can be integrated with your current registration system. So it makes it really easy for you to use them as a part of your event, or if you want to use them as standalone, you could do that as well. Our system is very flexible and supports both. So here's some interesting stats that Scantrivia has about the interactive badges or the Scantrivia event badges. And for example, back in 2018, for that whole year, we did a trial and we partnered with an event company. We wanted to see how this would work in that environment. So these were small networking events and the attendees were buyers and sellers. And the Scantrivia event badges were used as a means to allow the attendees to connect with each other and also, of course, use them as an icebreaker. The events averaged between 40 and 200 attendees, and these events were held all around the U.S., and they included in Canada. I have to include Canada as well because actually Toronto was a place where the events was held, and also all the way across the country like Detroit, Columbus, Ohio, San Francisco. And within that 12 months, there were nearly 8,000 connections made between attendees by way of the Scantrivia event badges, which actually came out to be an average of 400 connections and leads generated per event. Now, that's just one example of the value that the Scantrivia event badges bring. So now that you have this information, now that you're armed with how to get your attendees to talk to each other, you're armed with information on how to have a Great icebreaker for your attendees, including your newbies. Give us a call if you're ready to create more engaging experiences and take out that awkwardness out of networking for your events by including the Scan Trivia event badges.
All queuing, because this is something that makes you talk to other people that you wouldn't have had a reason to talk to before. It's bloody brilliant.
Increase attendee engagement at your events with Scavenger's game-based mechanics. Learn more at scavengerhunt.biz or give us a call at 800-975-5161.